So, as we did for the height last time, Mendel was experimenting on the height of the plant, and he got that the tallness is the dominating character or the dominating trait, and dwarfness, that is shortness, okay, is a recessive one. So major population is seen as a tall, and while the minor population was dwarf. Now let's see. You will understand this once we will proceed with a different type of experiment of the Mendel. Then you will get the clear little bit idea regarding this. Okay, so. Uh, Once Mendel studied this particular character, then he decided why not to study two characters at same time. Okay, so first what he did, he studied only one character at a time. Okay, and for that he got the ratio 3:1 in F2. Second generation, what he obtained was 3:1 ratio. Okay, and that is dominance is to recessive. Dominance 3 out of 4 plants, 3 were dominating, while 1 was the recessive one. So that was the result he obtained. Okay, now understand this, and what we are doing further. Just keep your notebooks ready with you. Have a pen in your hand so that you also can juggle what we are doing over here. Okay, so uh, uh, so what happened that he decided to take two characters at a time for its study. Okay, so let's take up the known one. Okay, so first character he took was the shape of seed. Okay, and another character he took was color. Okay, so what he did was he took the seed color and seed shape, two characters he decided. So what he has to study two characters at the same time in one experiment. Okay, so here what was the normal observation, because do understand this, when he was studying height, he also studied shape of seed individually, he also studied color of seed individually. Okay, so that is how he studied the characters. And okay, that is how he studied the characters. So for shape of seed also he got 3:1 ratio, and for color of seed also, when he was studying individually, then he got same ratios for everything, every character he was studying. So here shape of seed, the one he decided to take was round and wrinkled. Okay, round proper big seeds. Then they were dominating character, so he took R R. Okay, and for wrinkled he took the alphabet this. Okay, because it was a recessive one. Then he took the color of seed, and here he had
Ma'am, can you
the.
repeat from beginning what you have told? I was unable to connect.
Okay,
Ma'am,
I
shortly.
have I have just begun, beta. I have just begun.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Now everybody can hear me.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So that is what I am saying was those who have not connected, just understand that Mendel was doing the experiment on the pea plant. He studied each and every character individually. First he studied height, then he studied shape of seed, then he studied color of seed, and every time he got the same ratio. That means dominant versus recessive. When he was studying, he got 3:1, 3:1 ratio for each and every character. That means out of 4 plants, 3 were the dominant for any character he studied, and 1 was only recessive in F2 generation. Now he decided to consider 2 characters at same time. Okay, so that is what he did. He took shape of seed and
Ma'am,
color of seed.
dihybrid.
Yes, dihybrid. Okay, so let's go for this. Then he took the color of seed as its character, and in that yellow and green. Okay, as yellow was considered dominant, so let's go for this. And green was considered the recessive one, so let's go for the symbol. Okay, so that is how he's decided to study these characters. Okay, now let's begin that how these 2 types of characters can be proceeded further. So what he decided, he took these he took a plant in which the shape of seed and color of seed has to be studied. So he took one plant. Let's take the first generation. Okay, I will write with this. Okay, he took parent generation. Okay, in
Ma'am,
that,
right side can't be seen.
now it is okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so he took the parents as anyone, either mother or father. You can take any of them as a dominant one. It is not necessary only the male should be dominant. It is not necessary that only father should be dominant. Okay, so anyone. So here he took the plant showing round and yellow seeds. Okay, he took the plant with this type of character, that means round seeds and yellow seeds. So that means that particular plant will be having this type of genetic feature. And against this he took wrinkled and green. So for this was the genetic constituency. Okay, so that is how he took the plants. He took one plant as round and yellow seeds, and he took another plant for wrinkled and green seeds. So last time, as I was taking the dominant one as a male, but let's take today this one as a female and this one as a male. Okay, so you can do anything, any one of them can be considered. Okay, so definitely the gametes formed from this parent will be having, that means the ovules formed from this parent will be having R and Y. Okay, understood this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and the pollen grains which are formed from this type of plants will be having R and Y. Okay. Now, when these types of ovules and pollens are getting fused, do understand both of them are different traits, different characters. Okay. So, round and yellow ovule was crossed with wrinkled and green pollen. Then the result he obtained was whatever the result he obtained was nothing but R, R, okay, and Y. This is what the genetic constituent he obtained, but the physically what the plant was the seed was supposed to was only round and yellow. That means in first generation all the plants were round and yellow. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. In first generation, all the plants were round and yellow. So actually, Mendel was not aware of this. He was not knowing that genetically something have been mixed or something is there that is not showing its effect on it, something like he was not aware. He just what he was studying only the physical things whatever he can see through his eyes. So he obtained that first generation of the plants, an n number of plants he obtained, and all of them were round and yellow. Okay. Now he decided for self pollination for this plant, and after that what happened is when he went for the self pollination, I think you must be aware of the word self pollination.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So self pollination he allowed for this particular. That means out of these n number of plants, he took one male plant and he took one female plant. Okay. He got all the plants, male plants also round and yellow, female plants also round and yellow from this generation, and he took one of them as a male, that is RRYY, and female also will be having the same type of genetic combination. Okay, so that is how he opted. Now the gametes, that means pollens and ovules formed from these types of parents are, let me write down with this, that he got this combination. So he got the genetic combination of R, Y. One of the pollen must be like this. Another possibility can be like this. There may be the another possibility of this, and there may be the another possibility of this. Is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that is how he obtained the gametes. And similarly, the ovules. Ovules were also having these types of combination, RY, some were like this, some are having this type of genetic combination, and some were having this genetic combination. Okay, so this is how he obtained the gametes. Now he allowed them to fuse. He allowed them to fertilize. So because lot many combinations are there, he got the very variable result. And how it was, let's do that part, because this type of pollen can fuse with this and this and this. That means one pollen has the opportunity to fuse with 4 types of ovules. Okay, so he got 16 types of possibilities were obtained. So how these 16 possibilities will be summarized? So let's see. If we go, this is called checkerboard. If you go for the language of biology, then this is called a checkerboard. Okay, and in this, what he did was he took males and he took females. So female gametes I will write over here. Okay. And while male one I will write over here.
Ma'am, in maths, like probability only writing the numbers in dice. This is like that one.
Yeah, you can go for the probability fact also over here. Okay, fine. So you can write like this. So you have pollens over here, you have ovules over here. Now just start doing the fusion. So just a minute. Fine. So let's start the fusion over here. If you got these types of pollen and these types of ovules, then the result was like this. So when this and this got fused, he got the plant. Okay, with this type of genetic combination. When this and this got fused, then he got this. Okay, now when this and this got fused, then you can do this in your books also. Okay, and when this and this type got fused, then have you understood?
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, so do this further.
Ma'am, multiplying, ma'am. Multiplying the male and female.
Yes, just fuse them. Just you have to take these types of combination wherever whatever is coming with the your axis. Okay, that is what you have to write.
I have done.
So is it done?
Ma'am,
Yes,
please the top once again. Ma'am, top one thing I have not written.
Fine.
Ma'am, please wait 1 minute.
Yeah, yeah, sure. So is it done? Shall I go further?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is what the F2 generation. Okay, this is what the F2 generation he obtained, and now go for the physical characteristics. So wherever the dominant one are present, this type of plant were round and yellow. Here also he got round, yellow. Here round, yellow. Here also round, yellow. Okay, fine. Similarly, proceed. How many of round of yellow can you spot? Yellow. Now, see this one.
Ma'am, round and ma'am, wrinkled. Ma'am, round and green.
Yes. Okay, round and green. Round and yellow. Round, green. Okay, then again. Round, yellow. Round, yellow.
Ma'am, wrinkled and yellow.
Yes, very good. Wrinkled and yellow.
Ma'am, wrinkled and yellow.
Then,
Ma'am, round yellow.
very good. Here,
Ma'am, round and green. Ma'am, wrinkled and yellow.
Ma'am, wrinkled yellow.
yes.
Ma'am, last
And
wrinkled and green.
Ma'am, wrinkled green.
very good. Wrinkled green. So have you understood? This is how he got the variation in the second generation when he was observing two characters simultaneously. So what type of combination he was obtaining at that time? That he got one combination as round yellow. He got one combination as round and green. He got wrinkled yellow. He got wrinkled green. Now count them. Count how many round yellow are there.
Ma'am, 9.
9.
Yes, ma'am,
So
9.
he got 9 as a round yellow. Everybody got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Spot the round and green.
Ma'am, 2. Ma'am, 3.
Ma'am, 3, 3.
3. Then wrinkled and yellow.
Ma'am, 3.
3. Fine.
Yes, ma'am, 3, 3.
3 and wrinkled and green.
Ma'am, last one. Only one.
Yeah. Okay. 1. So that means the ratio he obtained in F2 generation when he was studying two characters simultaneously, it was 9:3:3:1. Understood this?
Ma'am, so there is only one possibility that both the
Recessive.
yes, ma'am, recessive factors are present.
Yes, I am coming with that also. Okay, so just understand that when he was studying only one character, he was getting 3:1 ratio, right? Now, when he took two characters simultaneously for its study, then he got this type of ratio. This is called dihybrid ratio. Now understand this. This is dihybrid phenotypic ratio. Okay. So what do you mean by phenotypic? That means physically what he can see was this. Okay. What he was observing, that was physically. He can see through his eyes, he can count them, he can write the results. That is why that is called dihybrid phenotypic ratio physically. Okay, so physically 9 plants were completely dominating. 3 plants are little bit mixed, round green, wrinkled yellow, that was showing the mixed characteristics, while only one was showing the recessive one. Have you understood this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
so this is a
Ma'am, what is the
dihybrid.
meaning of phenotypic?
That is what I said, but phenotypic means physical. He can see physical things, na? Round yellow, he can observe the plant. He can see the wrinkled yellow plants. He can see the round green things. So that is what the physically he can calculate. Understood?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so that is what he decided, that this is a phenotypic ratio he was seeing, 3:1, with the one which you did in the previous experiment. That was monohybrid phenotypic ratio. Mono, why? Because he was studying only one character at a time. That's why monohybrid. Here he is studying because two characteristics. That's why dihybrid. Understood this?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So this was phenotypic. Now this I'm going for one more thing that is not in your syllabus, just to make you understand, because we took the word phenotypic in our context. For this, let me have another page, so that you can understand this very clearly. I am keeping it like this, and see this. Uh, Whatever he got was physically he can see, but the plants genetically were not pure. They were not purely round and yellow. Something was there which has not been observed physically. So if you go for the genetic combinations of different type over here, okay, so one major combination you can see something like this. Okay, you can see this. Then you can have this type of combination also. You can have this combination also. You can have this one also. Okay, or this also has been observed. Then this was also observed. Then I think what is left.
Ma'am, so 16 will be coming, na?
Yes, not exactly 16. Let's see how it will be there.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Then this was seen. Okay, this was the genetic combination. So let's see, if you have this type of genetic combination, count over here how many of these types can you see. All capital, how many of them are there?
One. One. First one only.
One. Fine. Have you counted this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes.
go for this one. Find this one. How many of them? Fine. If this is done, I will remove this so that you will not get confused.
Two.
Okay.
2.
2. Can you give me the number? Let me say if you have a number 1, 2, 3, 4.
And 2 and 5.
1, 2, and 5.
Yes, very good. 2 and 5. So you got the ratio, that is 2. Fine.
Ma'am,
Find
next
this
one
one.
is 3. 3.
3. Count. Everybody has to count it. Okay.
I'm 3, 9 and 10. No, I'm 3, 9 and 2 was there.
Two only there.
2. Third
3
and
and 9.
9.
ninth. Okay. So 2 are there. Go for this one.
7 and
Ma'am, total 4.
Total are
4.
4. Sure.
Ma'am, number 10.
Okay.
And 13.
Number 13.
10th and 13th.
ma'am 7th also, na?
4 and 7.
Ma'am, seventh also.
13.
No need to worry. You count. Everybody is counting.
Ma'am
Four,
7th, 10th,
Ma'am, 4.
4, 7, 10, 13.
4, 7, 10th and 13th.
Yes, ma'am.
Sure.
Yes, ma'am.
So let me remove this 4th, 7th, 10th and 13th. Okay.
Ma'am,
So yes,
you
what happened?
counted.
Anything to be asked?
Cut the 5.
I'm not getting you. Please repeat.
Ma'am, that's the 5th one. So we have already counted that.
Which one? I can't hear you. Shall I write over here? What number I should write over here?
Ma'am, 4.
4. Then go for this
Ma'am, 1.
Ma'am, 1, 6 number.
6 number. Okay. Go for this.
Ma'am, 1, 14
Which?
number.
Yes, ma'am. 14 number.
Very good.
ma'am 8 also. Ma'am, it's not 1, it's 2.
Ma'am, 2.
Fine. So don't rush. This one?
1.
1.
Ma'am, 1. Ma'am,
16th
last one.
number. 16th number.
Okay. Then this one?
1.
Which one? 11th?
5th.
Ma'am, 15th and 3rd.
Yes, ma'am. 11th.
Yes, ma'am.
7.
Okay. Then?
And
Then
12
ma'am, 5 and 15.
12 and 15.
Okay. 12th and 15. Then 2. Have you understood this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
5th is also there, ma'am. 5th is also there.
Yes, I think we have done this over here. We have counted this, no? RRY. I forgot it to cross it.
Yes, ma'am. We have done.
Okay. So all of them are done. All the combinations.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Ma'am,
this
ma'am,
ratio.
RRYY, ma'am, that will be 3.
Which one, beta?
Ma'am, second one.
Second one.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, 2, 4 and 5.
No, ma'am, 2
Fourth.
and 4 are not matching.
No, ma'am. It will be 2 and 5.
This and this. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So do you understand the numbers you are getting? So this one, how you can write is 1 is to 2 is to 2 is to 4 is to 1 is to 2 is to 1 is to 1 is to 2. This is what the one which you have written is a genotypic ratio. This is not in your syllabus. I am just taking to make you understand this, that what you studied was phenotypic, but the genotypic, that means genetically the plants were different, which cannot be seen through naked eye. They were showing the physical results which were like this, but genetically they have different types of combination, and that was its ratio, genotypic. Understood this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So that is why the genetic and physical things are different. If you see person who is tall, it is not necessary that they should have the both the T, capital T in their DNA or in their genetic combination. It is not necessary if that the person is showing the dwarfness. Okay, sorry, the person who is showing this type of characteristics is going to be dwarf. So there may be the mixing of this types of traits also. There may be the possibility, but the physical features you are obtaining, they are the different one. Is it clear to you?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this was the dihybrid ratio for the Mendel. Okay, now if we proceed further, let me make you understand this, because in your books it is written too many things are written that independently they are
Ma'am, also the
selected.
previous page, ma'am.
Okay, yeah. Let me-
No, ma'am, that genotypic one.
Genotypic one. Where it is gone? This one you want.
Yes, ma'am, done.
Fine. So this is what you have to understand, that genetically and physically you cannot tell that physically what you are seeing is pure capital T or mixture of capital T or small t or mixture of dominant or recessive, because the genes will express only the dominant character. Now see this, in our body, wherever the because each and every cell has a DNA, okay, but DNA, what you must be thinking that DNA must you have this type of design for this particular DNA, and this is how it is present in our body. Okay, but do understand this. This type, whatever DNA is present, it is whenever you are having the gametes, when you are fertilizing the things, then this DNA constrict itself and it convert itself into chromosomes in form of chromosomes, and this is how the chromosomes can be seen. Understood this? This is how the chromosome, this is nothing but the DNA. It is a constructed form of DNA. Okay, so I just will make you understand, then you will get why we are taking always two letters with each other. Okay, so uh, we studied that we have 23 pairs of chromosomes. Okay, we have 23 pairs of chromosomes in us. That means one of them we obtained from our father and one of them we obtained from our mother. Okay, now as we have 23 pairs in the whole universe, first pair, second pair, third pair is decided, is standard. Nobody can change that part in the world. That means if you study the first pair, let me take an example, that if this is the first pair of our human race, you take the cell from the African, you take the cell from the Indian, you take the cell from the Chinese, anybody, any human XYZ human can be considered. If you take a cell from that particular human and you take out the DNA from it, and first pair of chromosome is if you are studying, then if at first pair at this portion, okay, see it at this portion, if height is decided by nature, then it is fixed for every human that at the first pair of chromosome, at the tip of this particular arm of chromosome, only the gene of height will be there, whether it is mother, whether it is father. So that is why when you are obtaining the chromosomes, you are obtaining the similar matches from your parents. You are getting one first pair, first chromosome from your dad, first chromosome your from mother. So this particular gene is for height. Here also this gene will be responsible for height only, because these two arms are similar with each other. Understood? And this there may be the possibility that mother may be the tall one, so you got from the mother, the gene you obtained is nothing but capital T, and there may be the possibility that the father is short and you got the gene from your father, that is this one. Okay, so whatever offspring is going to happen, he will get these two chromosomes, okay, one from mother and one from father, so he will get this particular type of combination as a genotypic. Okay, but there may be the possibility that phenotypically that particular offspring may be a tall one. Is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Got it? Fine. So that is why we are writing them in doubles. Got it? One from father, one from mother. Now see, there may be the possibility then on first pair of chromosome, as we have taken this, let's see, there may be the possibility that on this arm, the second gene, this much part of DNA is responsible for your color of your skin. Okay, if it is for the color, then there may be the possibility that mother is dark, there may be the possibility that father is very much fair. Okay, so whatever the result will be there, that will be seen in the offspring. Is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Because black is dominant. If we go for that color, black is dominant while white is recessive, fairness is recessive. Okay, so the kid who is obtaining this type of genetic combination, he will be obtaining this. There may be the possibility that he goes black. Understood this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but there may be the possibility also the this different types of things. Now see that if we talk about height, if we talk about color, there will be the third gene over here, there will be the fourth gene over here, fifth gene can be here, sixth can be here. This is how the genes are distributed. Okay, but height, the what this offspring is obtaining, do understand this, when this chromosomes are transferred to the offsprings, then height will not interfere the color genes. Got it? So gametes, if they are formed, they will not interfere. If the height gene capital small t is going, the it will not interfere the capital B, or capital T will not interfere the, both of them will stay separate, they will work independently. Understood this?
Yes,
No, we can say that the black was dominant.
Yes, black actually in human population, if you go, black is the dominant one.
you are telling that height gene will not interfere the color gene.
Yes, it will not interfere the transfer with the color, gene of the color. Okay, that is why do understand this, that when you took round, okay, when you took the round one, it was not interfering the green one, because round was the dominant. Okay, then it should have only the yellow gene with it. That is not the thing. There may be the possibility that round can go along with green. There may be the possibility that this recessive can go along with the another dominant gene. There may be the possibility. Is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, can you please show the ma'am page of genetic typic ratio, ma'am, that you have done?
Genotypic.
Yes, ma'am.
I have a question.
Yes, beta.
Ma'am, what about the British color? It will be recessive or dominant?
Actually, it's a mixing of two types. When see, uh, right now what you are understanding is only the dominant and the recessive one. Okay, we are studying the genes like that. But now what happens that is this part is done? Shall I remove this?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so do understand this, that when we say about the dominant, that is the one which is expressing itself phenotypically, you can see it. Okay, and the recessive, that means the one gene, the combination which cannot express itself. So basically we write it with like this, or if I may write like this. For dominant I can write like this. I am taking capital letters for the dominant and the recessive for the small letters for this. Now you ask me in between what happened to the wheatish one. If the offspring get this type of combination, there may be the possibility he can get wheatish. So what happens that in that particular offspring, both the genes cannot stop themselves. Okay, no matter it is recessive, but it cannot stop itself from expressing. It cannot stop itself from the product for giving its effect. So when both of them are showing their effect, then you get the color whitish. Understood? Now see what happens with this, because whatever genes are responsible for the production of protein in us. Okay, and protein is responsible for the expression of the character. Okay, this is, you should understand. So if capital B is producing the black protein, then you will get black color. If small b is producing white color, then you get the fairness. But if both of them are producing their proteins, then you will get whitish color. Understood this?
So, ma'am, it is a mixture of dominant and recessive one.
Recessive, yeah. That I will not go in depth regarding this, because if leave it for 12 signs. That is, at that time you will understand the word codominance. Okay, co, I think you understand this, the prefix. Codominance happens. That is why you see the things in between. That's why you see the medium height. That's why you see the wheatish color. Okay, there may be the possibility. Sometimes it is like that, if mother and father color of the eyes of offspring is different. If you go for the parents, they are having the normal color of eyes, but the uh, offspring is having a different color. So there are many laws are working over here. Okay, beta. So I'm not you have, what you have to understand is monohybrid 3:1 and dihybrid 9:3:3:1. Is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so don't go for depth, because there are so many laws over here. So what I was telling you, that if you talk about height will not interfere the color of the skin from going to from parent to offspring. It will not interfere its transfer. So that is called law of independent assortment. Independent assortment. I think assortment you understand. Separation. To assort, this means separation. That means each gene, each character will separate independently without influencing the other one. Height will not affect the color of your skin. If you are tall, there may be the possibility you are going to be a fair or you may be going to be a dark. Okay, it is not necessary only the tall peoples are going to be fair, only the short peoples are going to be black. Nothing like that will be happen. Okay, is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that is what the law of independent assortment. That is what he studied with the dihybrid cross. Mendel got the result and he studied that there may be the possibility that one dominant gene can go along with the one recessive gene also. So it is independently assorted. Height will not interfere any of the other character of the plant. Color of the seed will not affect the any other character of the plant. Is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So that is what the law of independent assort. This word actually the law is not mentioned in your book, but in description if you read, there you will read this word that independently they are separated, something like that. In description it is written over there. Now it is the picture is clear for you, monohybrid and dihybrid.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is what the thing is. Now your favorite, because on that day everybody was asking me, ma'am, why it is male, why it is female. Let's see, we will go for the sex determination. Okay, so that's as I told you in the beginning also, but for in the beginning of this chapter it was quite difficult. I know for your class it is little bit uh, confusing how this is happening, why this is happening. But once you will keep on reading this, you will be understanding this. Okay, because genetics is not that easy and it is not that tough too. Okay, so do understand that when we talk about sex determination, as you asked me, I always told you that the one which is deciding the gender, it is a different pair of chromosome. Okay, it is a different pair of chromosome. You got 23 pairs. So first pair is deciding is responsible for deciding some of the characters of your body. Second pair may be deciding the different characters of your body. Like this, you have to reach till 23 pairs, and out of this the last one, all 22 are deciding the characters of your body. Only the last pair of chromosome is deciding your gender. Are you getting me what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes.
you got 23 pairs. Out of 23, 22 are deciding your whole body structure, your mental level, your physical level, everything, your hormones, your enzymes, how your immunity will work, everything will be decided by these 22. Only the last one is deciding your gender. Now this type 23rd pair of chromosome, last one, if you go for this, then let's see here that if you are a male. Okay, then you have a pair of chromosomes with you. See, I'm drawing something very different over here. And if you are a female, okay, see, female gets, because this pair, this 23rd pair is called sex chromosomes. These are called sex chromosomes.
And autosomes also. Autosomes.
Oh, don't go for that. Autosomes is something very different, beta. Okay. So, fine. We are studying right now chromosomes.
Ma'am, what
and
is the second one, ma'am? You have drawn?
this one that I will let you know. Okay, so you have do understand this. Even types of chromosomes are different. You have 4 types of chromosomes in our body. Okay, now out of these 4 chromosomes, when you are having this type, the major one is X type. Okay, so if you are having 2 X's, then you are going to be a female. And if the chromosome is something like this, you have 4, I am saying you have 4 types of chromosome, mesocentric, telocentric, acrocentric, some words like this will come if you refer some other books. But if you have one X and this one which is very short is Y. Okay, so if you have combination of these types of chromosomes, then definitely you are going to be a male. And if you have 2X, then you are going to be a female. Now, let's proceed with this, that if this is a father, and this father is going to produce the sperms. Okay, so if sperms are produced like this, suppose, let me say, 3 to 4 million sperms are produced in one release. Okay, so out of this, 50% will be having this type of chromosomes, and 50% will receive this. Is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
They are millions. When sperms are produced, they are millions in numbers. So out of these millions, 50% will be receiving only the X chromosome and 50% will be receiving the Y chromosome. Understood? And whatever the number of eggs will be produced by female in the ovary, all of them, all the eggs will receive only X. No option is there. Is it clear to you?
Yes.
Okay, now whenever the fertilization occurs, whenever the fusion occurs, there may be the possibility that X chromosome is going to fuse with this type of egg. Okay, so that means the offspring you are obtaining now is having this in the body, in the zygote. Okay, and if this type of sperm success is, and it is combining with this type of egg, then the offspring is obtaining this. Okay, so there are 2 possibilities only. That means the kid can be the male or kid can be the female. Understood this? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so do understand this. The sperm decides what will be the gender of the baby. Only the sperm has that power in itself, that only it is going to decide that what type of sperm is going to fuse that particular egg and what will be the gender of the baby is going to be. So once this sperm is going to fuse this egg, then none of the technology on the earth, okay, and none of the anything, Ashirwad, Jadi Booty, Baba, Bhabut, anything you can take, none of the thing in the world can convert this into this or this into this. Is it clear to you?
Yes.
Okay, so that is what the sex determination is. That is how you are having a gender which is decided in the mother's womb.
मैम ये तो इलीगल होता है ना?
Yes, it is illegal. On paper, you can definitely draw a chart. I am not doing anything illegal. Okay, but it is illegal. That means if a mother is expecting, okay, and you are going, if somebody is taking her just to check the sex of that particular baby, then that part is illegal. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So that is what I made you understand, that how the baby is going to be a male or how the baby is going to be a female. Okay, that is just decided by the type of the sperm getting fused with this particular egg. No other thing decides that. Not even the other 22 chromosomes are deciding it. It is only the last pair of your set of chromosomes is deciding this particular gender. Understood this?
Yes, ma'am.
Got it? So I think in beginning you asked me, she asked me only that, ma'am, why you are taking as them as only male? Why it is something like, it is nothing like that. It is the sex is completely different. The other characters you are studying, they are completely different. Is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that is what the till here how the chromosomes work, how you get the this particular thing in your book about monohybrid and dihybrid crosses. Okay, and if you are referring to other books for other many more details, then you will come across lot many words with this particular experiment, because in your book it is not given. I am not going that much in detail because it is not required. Understood this?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. So I think you told me till evolution is excluded from this chapter. Am I right?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Heredity only coming.
Only heredity. Till here only it is coming.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So we will pause this chapter over here, and then can we go for reproduction?
Yes,
Ma'am, in
ma'am.
the next class, ma'am, our school classes had started.
Yeah, I know that. I just saw the time right now. Just don't worry. In the next class, can I come up with the reproduction part?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that okay with everybody?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, fine. Girls?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So that is what you have to study about. Just now, I am just asking you to after you finish your school, just read this heredity part thoroughly from your textbook. Any word which you are not getting, any statement if you are not having the context, whatever I have explained, just ask me that part in the next class. Is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
And one more thing, are you free tomorrow morning same time?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
You are having the
Yes, ma'am.
classes, other classes. Fine. Okay, okay, let it be. Then I will decide another thing. Okay.
Ma'am, Saturday is better.
Ah, the last we did that was okay, right?
No, ma'am, Saturday I have tuition, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am,
The
Friday
Friday
is okay.
is better, ma'am.
The last day what we have done.
Ma'am, on Friday there is my school class of Rajiv sir.
Okay.
So, ma'am,
Fine.
Friday afternoon.
Friday in the afternoon,
Okay, good. No
not
matter,
in
no
morning.
matter. You decide. I will see if I
Okay, ma'am.
can
We will decide,
set.
ma'am.
Okay, if I can set a plot for this. Okay, till here is it okay for you all?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Fine. So
Yes, ma'am.
we will pause this chapter here only. Next class we will begin the reproduction. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Fine.
Okay, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
Bye, beta.
Bye,
Have a
ma'am.
good
Thank
day.
you,
Bye,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.